Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, two-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. Today we have my special VIP guest, Kearn. A little bit about her. Kearn has co-owned PRN Home Care for 22 years. She's invested over 30 years in the healthcare field and holds a degree in occupational therapy. She is co-founder of Success Women's Conference, which produced over 1,100 participants in 2018. She is the host and executive producer of Unwrinkled Heart Caregiver's Journey. She is a speaker, coach, and co-author of Women Inspiring Nations Volume 2, Success Must Be Taken. Ms. Cherry is a community activist engaging in developing community activities such as Blessed Girls Rock and RIPE, Resources, Information, and Planning for the Elderly. She sits on numerous boards: Girl Scout State Board, Rebecca's House, Mental Health Association, Lighthouse Business and Professional Women, and other organizations. She encourages women to network to increase that net worth while building relationships that can lead to major collaborations. She often says, when one door is closed, go to the next one. If that one is closed, go around to the back. If that one is closed, create your own, but never give up. Ms. Cherry has been featured twice in Essence magazine. Once as the comeback queen, she received numerous awards and recognitions. She recently was recognized as one of the top 50 leading business women in Mississippi, and will be receiving the Governor's Guild Award for Outstanding Achievement in Empowerment Initiatives. Honored. In 2001, she was Essence Magazine, International Magazine, featured business owner. 2005, Essence Hardback Book, International, selected as a featured business owner in Making It Happening, Creating Success and Abundance. 2003 to 2004, Biloxi Bay Chamber Membership Drive and Ambassadors Award. 2007-2010, Membership Drive Team Captain Ambassador Award. 2010, MHA's Anito Keefe Humanitarian Award. 2010, South Miss Outstanding Community Leaders Class of 2010. 2010, City of Biloxi Community Volunteer of the Year. 2010 to 2011, Heart Association's Go Red for Women. 2011, Harrison County Go Red Women Representative. 2012, Lighthouse Business and Professional Women Medical Person of the Year. 2015, Enterprising Women Honorable Mention. 2018, Goodwill Ambassador. 2018 to 2019, Top 50 Leading Business Women of Mississippi. 2019, Covey Awards Tom Tantler Lifetime Award for Success. 2019, Miss Gulf Coast Black Nurses Rock Empowering Women Through Community Services Award. And 2019, Governance Initiative for Volunteer Excellence Award for Outstanding Achievement in Empowerment Initiatives. Welcome to the table, Kearn.
Good afternoon, Ashley. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. I'm honored and humbled, Kearn. You have an amazing bio. You are just simply amazing. So I would just love for you to just talk to our listeners more about your entrepreneur journey, how you got started, and where you are now.
Well, actually right now, I co-own with my husband PRN Home Care Services, which we've had here on the Gulf Coast since 1997, so 22 years this year. I also am the co-founder and director of the Success Women's Conference, which we had 1,100 people last year. And I also have my own TV show. And I started, really is not the first company I've owned. We actually had a staffing company when we were in Arizona. We had a little shop, and So even younger as a kid, you always say, are people meant to be entrepreneurs? If you think back about some of the things you've done as a youth, you may remember doing some things like owning your own newspaper route and things like that. And typically, some of those things are cues to people that it kind of leads them in the direction of being more of an entrepreneur than an employee type person. So I've been doing it a long time. This is why Essence Magazine contacted me back in 2001, and I was named one of the comeback queens for that issue that they did. So I enjoyed that. So anyway, but I've been doing this for a long time. Been probably an entrepreneur longer than I have been an employee for somebody else.
Amazing. So, we all have processes that we go through, So I want to talk a little bit more about, I know you have an amazing story, but tell us a little bit more about you had some health scares throughout your journey. And could you please share with the listening audience how you overcame them?
Yeah. Actually, I often look back and I told my mom when I was in my 40s, somebody should have told me in the 40s your body starts to turn on you. So actually I've had a few incidents, and for most people I've learned through life have not had as many surgeries as I have. But in 2009, I was diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension, which is a disease created from, I actually had blood clots that were throughout my lungs. And so when they found them, it actually caused the oxygen between my heart and lungs not to flow properly. So I live with that. It's a lifelong disease, and it does kind of affect your life expectancy. So I adjust my life and have adjusted my business accordingly to that. And last year probably was the most eye-opening is when people tell you can't die from a nosebleed, I'm here to tell you differently. The medication that I used to take, Coumadin, actually causes you to bleed quite a bit. But then again, a lot of centers do. But anyway, I actually passed out, lost about 1.5 liters of blood, and had to get 2 blood transfusions, one because I lost so much blood, and the second one because the hospital actually gave me the wrong blood the first time around. So coming through that was eye-opening. I learned, you often tell people to pray, get up in the morning and pray, make that your daily thing. Well, after going through that, I realized how short life is. And so you start to put things more in perspective after you go through a journey like that, and you realize that the things that you've been putting off, not just in your personal life, but in your business, time is short, and it certainly is promised to you. So therefore, if you're talking a good game, you might want to start acting out and doing some of the things, write your things down and start working on achieving those goals versus talking. Because I'm only in my 50s, early 50s, and, I just realized it was very important to me to realize and recognize the importance of prayer and the importance of tomorrow is not promised. So anyway, it's really been an important part of my journey.
Yes, I want to commend you, Kearn, for not giving up, for pushing through, because some people probably couldn't have made it through that, They probably would have quit, right? So I just want to commend you because, going through those different surgeries pushed out many different businesses through you, You have movements of conferences and awards from all over the world. So I just want to commend you for pushing through and overcoming, these surgeries that some people could not have made it through.
That is true. And in life, I'm sure most people, because I sit on a few different boards, and one of the boards I sit on is mental health. And I remember when I was recruited to that board, I often thought, why am I on this board? And I realized, because I'm in the caregiving business, that a lot of people deal with depression, particularly seniors, get quite depressed because they'll see all their loved ones, all their friends start to pass away. And most people don't express that. Some people just act it out. But it's important to realize that, there are people going through a lot of different things. And if you, number one, put prayer first, I'm telling you, you will be surprised how many doors that were closed that will open. And it will help you deal with those issues as well. So overcoming and pushing through and not letting that hold me back. Actually, success, it actually held me up from working on the conference last year because all this started early January, and it took me to probably early April before I could really focus and get started on the conference. And we actually had the best year ever. Last year was our best year. This is our 5th year, but it was an amazing year last year with success.
Well, see, so what the devil meant for bad turn around for your good. It's part of the journey, right? And
it is definitely part of the journey.
And I heard about how amazing your conference was last year, so it all worked out.
Yes, we actually had last year at our conference, we had projected around 700 people because we always sell out every year. We actually had close to 1,100 people. We actually had our keynote was Robin Roberts of Good Morning America and her sisters, and we also had Lisa Nichols, international motivational speaker. We were fortunate and took a true leap of faith to book her to come in as well, and she was certainly amazing to the conference. We actually expanded from a 1-day to a 2-day conference. We found that after having Cheryl Wood came in 2017 and really blew it out the water. She really opened our eyes to what women were looking for. And so with that being said, bringing in Lisa Nichols and Robin Robertson next year, and Lisa staying both days and pouring into the women, it just ignited so much fire in many women, and it connected many women. We look at our conference as an opportunity to inspire, empower, connect our women across not just the Gulf Coast, but the nation. We had over 12 different states represented last year at our conference as well. So we're looking forward to continuing to expand in our conference over and inviting women from all over the nation. So this year we're looking for bigger and better. We're moving to a bigger facility as well. So it is definitely going to be amazing. We also have an expo where we have presenters in the expo hall as well. So it really allows people, whatever they're fancying that day, we have it at Success Women's Conference, and we offer it to, we have many, many professional women, entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations, people from all walks that come out, and they're able to grow at our conference.
Well, speaking about the conference, let's talk more about that. So could you tell us when the conference is, how, the listeners can support and purchase tickets and attend? And also, I think you're still looking for speakers as well, correct?
That is correct. So the conference is September the 19th through the 21st this year. It's held in Biloxi, Mississippi on the Gulf Coast. So if you've never been to the Gulf Coast, we're right on the water. And we have in Biloxi many casinos. So if you like a little gambling and like the beaches and sightseeing, we're only 1 hour from New Orleans. It's a great place to come. We call it the best kept secret in the area, probably in the nation, really. And people don't realize how nice it is down here on the Gulf Coast. So anyway, we are still looking for speakers. We have a call out for speakers now. Last year we had over 300 applicants. We selected speakers and panelists for 75 slots. we will probably have more because this year we have grown to a third day. So on our first day, we will have what we call our Grow Lab. So our Grow Lab is where we drill down a little deeper, where women can come in and actually gain a little more knowledge about different topics such as branding, such as in the nonprofit area, maybe fundraising and things like that, social media, technology, those type of things. We'll have tracks for different, like I said, whatever your fancy is for the day, we'll have it. So we're looking for speakers to fill a slate of different tracks and breakout sessions that are happening on Saturday, on Thursday and Friday. And then on Saturday, we will have our coaching. So this is really new. We're adding a coaching day. I'm not sure if it's going to be a half day or a full day, but we'll have coaches on site that will be selected for the conference to offer their services to the attendees, and they'll also be speaking that day as well. We're also adding a youth section as well, a youth track, which will probably happen on Thursday, and that will be open to youth around the nation. Of course, our focus will start here on the coast, but any youth that would like to attend will also have a youth track for them. So we're looking for people that want to speak to the youth as well, because we know if you start and touch them young, you know, the sky's the limit for a lot of young people, but you got to get to them early. So we felt like it was important that we add the young women in. And so in addition to that, Friday is our main day. That is the day where people are lifted, inspired, our keynotes come out. We open up with our top influence breakfast this year. We're doing a breakfast for our top influencers. There'll be somebody recognized as the top of influencers of the group, as well as a young up-and-coming person as well. So where can you go to get all this information and check in with us? SuccessConference.info. SuccessConference.info is our website. And if you want to just send us an email, you can go to successwomenconference@gmail.com, or just go to our Facebook site. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, you can also find our pages there as well. So those are great sites to go and look up our success information. Definitely apply for your speaker selection, because we would love to have you. We consider this a great way to expand your speaker platform.
Yes, and Kearn is amazing. So this is an awesome opportunity for all the listeners. She is looking for speakers. So definitely these are some awesome opportunities she has to use things. That's going to be awesome, Kearn, that you're adding to it. Everything that you just said, the Grow Lab. It's going to be an awesome weekend, awesome week basis. So is it Thursday through Saturday?
Yes, it's Thursday through Saturday. Through Saturday. Mm-hmm.
So please go apply, get your tickets, go support. It's going to be amazing.
Right. So, and we look forward to seeing you. If you have, our tickets will actually go on sale closer to May, but our tickets historically, price-wise, have started at $69, I think, last year. So the price range is going to be somewhere in there again. We also have our VIP and our elite tickets. I recommend you get the elite experience. Those who bought the elite tickets last year were guaranteed time with Lisa Nichols, and trust me, she did not disappoint. She was there, and she poured into those women over and over. This year we're running a tighter ship, so if you're not an elite, you're going to miss out on quite a bit of opportunities to mingle with the people on the big stage. So I would suggest get your elite tickets as soon as they come available.
Yes, yes, yes. So please go out, please support and get your tickets. So, Kearn, speaking of the Success Women Conference, and, I know your focus is mainly on women and helping women get to the next level. So what do you think is the most significant barrier to female leadership?
Yeah, so I saw that. So one of the things that I think with women, we do really good with coming together when there's a big cause like the Me Too movement or something like that. We gather together and we support that wholeheartedly. And then when it comes to the smaller groups and working as a team and interacting a little more on a personal level, you sometimes see a fallout, not enough support. Sometimes we're busy hating on each other. As one of my friends, Dorothy Wilson, tell me, and she tell everybody else, stop looking at the other person's plate. Sometimes one of the things that I always say, what is for you is for you. Can't nobody keep you from it because God has deemed it for you. But what's for that other person is for that other person. So stop looking and being jealous and wanting what they have. Focus on developing you. And it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to help each other. But one of the things with women, we get kind of catty and we hold each other back. So we're talking all about what men do to about the equality pay and all that type of stuff. And at the same time, we're part of the problem because we're too busy hating on that woman, that other lady, what she has, what she isn't doing. Work together, pull each other up together. If you're in a small group, learn to work and focus on how to build each other up. As I always say, give first. Stop looking for the person to give to you first. You give to them first. And watch the return. So I think women need to do more of that. They really do. They need to be a lot more supportive of each other than they are.
I agree, Kearn, and you're right. And it's just staying focused on your journey and understanding that we all can win, we can win together, and that we all have our own unique journey.
That is correct.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. So I definitely agree. So leading from that, what do you think? I know you're big on encouraging women to network to increase their network. So will you please share with our listeners more about the strategies they should take in order to do that? Because that's so important.
Yeah, my 3 favorite words, network, network, network. If you're not networking, you don't exist to most people. So, so here's the real key to networking is building strong relationships. So one of the things I tell people, when you attend an event, or you on a board, or you're attending a conference, go with a purpose. If time is short. There's 24 hours a day, and it feels like we need 48 hours in a day, right? So you got to maximize the time that you have, especially if you have little kids and all that type of stuff. Like when I was a few years back running around taking my kids on the tennis court, I had to make good on the time that I had when I was out networking. So one of the things that you can do is a lot of events now post their events on Facebook and other places, and then they also share the guest list. See who's coming to the event. Review it. Study it ahead of time. Make sure that when you go to connect with 3 to 5 people that you don't know, that you and hopefully you figure out what you're trying to get from that person. Maybe you're not trying to get anything from that person. One of the things you do want to do when you're networking is don't sell people on the first. People don't want to be sold. So you have to be a lot smoother when you're approaching somebody. Your first thing is to get to the first name base and hopefully end with some contact information. And don't worry about getting your cards to everybody there. If they have a shared table, put your cards on the shared table, but make sure that you connect to 3 to 5 people. Hopefully you'll get their business cards and be able to exchange your business cards. But the other thing is those people who don't have a social media presence, and you can see that with a lot of large companies now that are going out of business. We can name a few of them. I just saw with Charlotte Russe and some of these other department stores are closing down. And a lot of it is because they didn't get on board early with the online presence. So their stores, of course, are suffering as well because people aren't shopping in person as much anymore. So you need a social media presence, and you need to invest in the social media presence. I'm not saying you got to be on social media every day. Set your time. But the one thing I love about social media that I learned while being on LinkedIn, which is one of my favorite social media sites, is the discovery calls. Start doing the discovery calls. They're about 10 to 15 minutes. You can't introduce yourself to everybody, so you won't be able to do all of them. But I recommend that you do that. And then you also just want to make sure, like I said, that you do have a presence. Facebook and LinkedIn are probably my top two. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram site as well. But you definitely want to have a presence there. And if you're not on LinkedIn, you are truly missing an opportunity. So as a business person, as particularly women out there, we really need to connect. We really need an opportunity to connect with each other, and you definitely want to have a social media presence, and you definitely want to increase your visibility.
Yes, love that. Increase your visibility and have a social media presence. And Kearn's top two is Facebook and LinkedIn. And, for all of us that are on LinkedIn, please reach out and do more of the discovery calls. Those are proven to be great ways to open more doors for you. And you're right, Kearn. Building those genuine relationships and making sure once you build those 3 to 5 people or more that you meet, that you follow up. The follow-up is the most important part of it because you can't continue to build if you're not talking and if you're not following up.
Exactly.
So share with us how important it is for women to nurture their personal growth, because that's very important for us women.
Right, and that has a lot to do with what I've done for myself this year is I've decided that I was going to increase my visibility, and because that actually increases your confidence as well as it puts you out there in front of a lot of people. And really and truly you might say, well, what does that have to do with personal growth? Well, it does, because it helps you as a person as far as growing your ability to communicate and to put yourself out there. The other thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help. You hear a lot of people say, there's nothing wrong with paying for a coach. There's nothing wrong with attending conferences, going to events so you can grow yourself. You're not going to be able to pull all the ideas out of your own head. So it's important that you get the right people around to help you, whether it's paying somebody to help you with your public relations, your marketing, your branding. Branding is important, having somebody that can help you increase your brand. I sit down with my friend Dorothy quite a bit and get some information from her, and our other director, Tiffany Bell. They always give me pointers on things that I can do to increase and help my brand as well. And then the other thing is marketing. It's nothing wrong with getting a coach to help you with that, and to help you with your website and things like that. Just invest. Personal growth is about investing in yourself. And that actually means that you're going to have to spend a little money. Okay, so you have to do that. You have to be willing to do that.
Yes, you have to be willing to do it, and like you said, be willing to ask for help, because if your dream is just you, it's not big enough, right? And we have to be able to collaborate with people effectively and do our research in order to get to the next level.
Exactly.
Yes. So, Kearn, you've been in Essence Magazine twice and the top 50 leading business women in the Mississippi, and you're about to get another award, the Give Award. Super congratulations to you. So will you please tell us more about how one can reach these amazing goals that you have reached thus far?
Number one thing, I give. A lot of people don't understand. It's simple. Giving is a part of something that I have decided to do in my business. I give back. I'm very involved in my community. I remember, I always tell people, remember, when a person says give, they're not just talking about your time, because most people think, well, I give my time. Well, that's great, but you need to give time and money. Many people volunteer their hours and things like that. That's all terrific, and they won't even give a $5 bill. But I always say, remember, the scripture in the Bible says you reap what you sow, and that is my favorite scripture. And so if you're sowing time, you shouldn't expect anything back but time. But if you give time and money, which most nonprofits, sometimes it's a small amount, but hey, that $20, that $100 can make a difference to a lot of organizations. So give. You give both time and money, and the harvest will be bountiful. And then eventually, people will recognize what you're doing. They'll want to talk about this person is doing this and that. If you're looking for how to achieve those goals, people talk about people that are invested into their community and not just their local community. For me, this year, I made it a stress where I want to do things that are statewide and things like that because I want to impact more than just the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So give. That's number one.
Yes. A servant leader, right? A servant leader gives, and that's so important, Asking people, how may I help you? Not looking for what they can give you, but what you can do for them, right? And like you said, not expecting anything back, just being a natural, genuine person, good person that wants to give back, and that's so important.
Right. That's correct. Yeah. That's correct.
So what are some strategies, Kearn, you would give to a woman who's afraid to jump because of fear? Because, sometimes fear can paralyze us, men and women. So what are some strategies you would give to that woman that may be listening that's ready to take these jumps? It may be public speaking, or it may be, applying for the Success Women's Conference. What would you say to this woman that's listening right now?
I laugh because most women, sometimes this is one of the points where I wish women were more like men, because men tend to jump and ask questions later. And I remember this conversation when Cheryl Wood was at Success. I was sitting in a group with her, and the women kept asking her, like, what do I do next? What do I do next? And I said the old saying, the old Nike saying, just do it.
Do it.
Do it. It's there's no perfect time where the moon and the stars are going to come perfectly aligned just for you. And sometimes you just have to realize the time is now. You can plan everything out in detail and write it all down perfectly and rewrite it again and talk to this person and that person and beat it to death. While you're out there doing it, doing all that research, somebody else is already doing your idea. Somebody is taking your money right off the table because you have not just took the next step, which is do it. So, and when you do, be persistent, be honest, be loyal, and be committed. You got to commit to it. So I'm not saying quit your day job tomorrow and just go out and do it. No, I'm not saying that, because many of us cannot afford to do that. Now, in my case, God just said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close all the doors. And because I remember this, my husband called me. He said it was when they laid all the PTs, physical therapists, OTs, and occupational therapists, speech therapists around the nation got pink slipped. And he called me on the phone. And I remember it like it was yesterday. He said, what are we going to do? And I was like, we're going to start this home care business. The same business that a client had asked us years ago. We actually laughed at it because the client offers us like $10 an hour. We were making way more than $10 an hour, and we laughed about it. But I guess that's what God had in plan for us 22 years ago, because after when he called, I was like, well, we're going to go ahead and do that home care business. And we were actually charging less than what she actually offered us to work. So it's funny how God will actually kick you in the right direction. And,
yes.
and sometimes, and unfortunately, sometimes even then we don't see it. But I'm telling you, the answer is do it. Find some time in your day and start working your business right now.
Yes. Just do it. The time is now. Be persistent, be honest, be loyal, be committed. And you know what, Kearn, like you stated, it's taking that jump, but it's called calculated risk, right? Calculated risk.
That's correct. That is correct.
Risk. So I often ask all my guests this next question. You know, I often ask them, how did you create your seat at the table?
Well, yeah, I know you read it in the opening. I have a favorite saying that I say, when one door is closed, knock on another door. If that door doesn't open, go around the back. And better yet, just create your own. And that's what I did when it came to success. Many people don't know. I had ran a conference called Right Resource Information and Planning for the Elderly for many years, and I had that kind of snatched right off from under me. And I was kind of feeling maybe I shouldn't be doing conferences. And I probably have put together at least 20 conferences and events over the time frame. And so I was kind of feeling maybe I shouldn't do it. And then I sat down with my good old friend Dorothy Wilson of Gulf Coast Woman Magazine, and we were just sitting there and doing a brand discussion of my business. And we thought, the Coast needs a women conference. And every time I talk to a woman, everybody's like, we need a women's conference. We need a women's conference. Well, 10 or 15 years later, we're still saying we need a women's conference. Well, we decided let's create our own seat at the table. We're not going to wait for anybody else. Create your own. If nobody's willing to give you a seat at the table, stop moaning and groaning and go out and create your own. And if you don't want to do it by yourself, I guarantee you can survey the area and somebody else is thinking the same way, and you can do it with them. So, but create your own opportunities is the best way. And that's what I've done most of my life now, is create your own.
Yes, you have, and your work and your bio speaks for itself. So I'm a big believer in it as well. Kearn, create your own opportunity, create your own way, build your own door. So what did failure teach you on your journey so far?
No one's going to create or give you any opportunity. You have to do it. You have to do it yourself. Nobody's going to give you a handful of money. Nobody's going to, as they say, you do have to realize there are people there supporting you. I do have to say you do have to recognize the people that are around you. Like, I do a lot of things, but my husband is right there behind me every step of the way. So Dennis is always there, and my kids are always supportive as well. So I do have to recognize that part. But as far as reaching out beyond your core circles, you have to realize success, which I wrote in my book chapter, Cheryl Wood's Women Inspiring Nation. Success must be taken. You have to take it. You can't sit around and wait for somebody else to pull you up from something that you failed at. You learn from failure by taking what you learned and doing something better with it. But you can't sit down and moan and groan. It's not going to help you at all. You got to take it. If you want to be successful, you must take it.
Mm-hmm. Success must be taken. Tell us how we can purchase your book. Congratulations on your collaboration with Cheryl Woods. Congratulations, Kearn. Tell us how we can purchase and support your book.
Just, you can email me at Kearn@prnhomecareservices.com, Kearn@prnhomeservices.com, or just inbox me on Facebook. Or you can text me at my phone number, 228-239-1867, 228-239-1867. I'll be glad to get you a copy.
Yes, yes, yes. And I know that's a powerful book. You know, I saw it when you first launched it. But super congratulations again.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I am not official, and I'll say this because a lot of people are not writers, and I am one of those people. I'm not really a writer, but I can tell you what I learned from writing that book chapter, which is I have a lot of stories, and I thought about it. Like most people have a lot of stories. Most people have stories that can help other people through something they're going through. You don't know who that chapter or that book is for. You know, if you've never written a book, you don't like writing, then I would say check out some of these anthology opportunities that are being offered right now and get on board, because it'll help you to realize that you have a lot to share with the world, and people learn from other people. And if you're not sharing your story, I think I get this from Cheryl, I hear her say it all the time, you are depriving people. You are depriving people of your God-given gifts. And sharing your story is a testimony, and we all know that God wants us to testify about our success in our life. And that's how other people are assisted, by us sharing our story.
Yes, and I agree, because all of us have a story to tell, and you don't know whose life you're going to save and whose life you're going to change. So I agree, Kearn. Yes, tell your story, because we all have a story. We all have one. So what can we expect for you for the rest of 2019? Because, I mean, you have pretty much exceeded quarter one, Kearn. So what else can we expect from you the rest of 2019?
Well, I can tell you this. I am a part of another anthology. My good friend and partner, Dorothy Wilson, is putting out a book called Unboxed. There'll be 25 of us women that will be sharing our story, and I'll be sharing one from my younger days, on how I was able to come through a situation of being trapped inside of a box. And then in addition to that, one of my goals this year was to increase, like I said earlier, my visibility and to increase my presence as a speaker. And that's one of the things that I'm putting out there. And so you'll see me eventually I'll be speaking around the world. That's my plan. And I'll also be developing more my coaching as well. These are things that I do locally, and I've done a lot locally. But there are many people out there that would benefit from what I have to share. And so I want to expand and offer that. So you'll see that. You'll see it a lot at the Success Women's Conference. My TV show will be expanding into a podcast, hopefully podcast radio show and things like that. Hopefully I'll be getting with you as well, Ashley. So I look forward to doing a lot of different things this year to really grow my presence in our business as well. So I just have a lot of things that I have on my goal for this year, and I plan to accomplish. If you don't write them down, if you don't set goals, you'll never hit them. So I have several that I have written down, and I plan to hit at least more than half of them.
And I'm sure you're going to hit them all, Kearn. Super congratulations on all the amazing things that you have just stated with your new book that's coming out called Unbox, your TV show, your podcast, the radio show. I can't wait to work with you with that. And also just your speaking and Black Woman Startup. I saw that. Congratulations.
Well, that was one of my opportunities to expand my speaking opportunity as well. And I would be remiss not to mention that this year I'm super blessed that both my daughters, Jasmine and Denise, will be graduating, one from medical school and one from dental school. So, nice. And I'll be, so I wanted to mention that as well, because that, for me, that's an accomplishment, even though I didn't have to do all the work to get there. But it's always great to acknowledge that as well. So, yes, so I plan to be super busy. Right now, again, for success, if you're looking at speaking, this is the perfect time to go ahead and put in your application. We're also going to be looking for coaches and ambassadors as well, and we'll eventually be looking for the digital facilitators, those speakers that can't necessarily attend or were not selected. We'll have the digital facilitators, which we'll be working with Peak Performance as well, again, with that as well. So we look forward to expanding and really doing some bigger things with success as well. So reach out to me. My phone number is 228-239-1867, 228-239-1867, or just hit me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter.
Yes. Please reach out to her. She has definitely announced so many opportunities for everybody that's listening. You know, if you're interested in speaking or you're afraid, just jump and take the jump. You're not going to know how it is until you do it. So definitely reach out and definitely apply for these opportunities. And super congratulations again to both of your daughters. Kearn, that's an amazing accomplishment to graduate from medical and dental school. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
So please tell the listening audience how they can follow you and contact you once again. If you could just tell them once again on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and your number. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can go to my Facebook site, Kearn Crockett Cherries, where it's listed there. I also have my business page, PRN Home Care. And I encourage everybody to go to our Success Women's Conference Facebook site and like that site, because you can track a lot of things that we'll be bringing to light this year. Like I said, we're doing a lot of new things this year at the conference. We're expanding and expecting over 2,000 people in attendance. So if you haven't been to our conference, it's a great conference to attend. So go to Success Women's Conference Facebook site and like us there. In addition, you can also go to my Twitter, Instagram, or my favorite is LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, I truly recommend that you get on LinkedIn. Look me up on either of those sites. It's either the Kearn Cherry or PRN Home Care. So look me up there. We would love to see you at the Success Women's Conference, September the 19th through the 21st, 2019 in Biloxi, Mississippi. Remember, we're only an hour from New Orleans. So you can come down, make a mini vacation, and spend your time at the Success Conference, and then you can just enjoy the Gulf Coast by visiting all the areas. And some of the areas that we're looking for speakers, so I'm telling you, these are some of the areas we're looking for speakers: entrepreneurs, corporate, nonprofit, branding. These are youth, social media. We also have the fashion part, the beauty part, people that make things with hands. If you're in any of those categories or more, please put in your application. We are definitely looking for an expanded speaker group. We have a great mixed audience. Like I said, last year we had Lisa Nichols and Robin Roberts as our keynotes, and then we had Sherwood came back, Stephanie D. Barnes came back. Those are some of our featured speakers that were at our conference last year and many others. We would love for you to join our Success Speaker platform and join the team. So if you got any questions, and we're also looking for volunteers and vendors as well. So if you got any questions, feel free to hit us on the Success Facebook site or go to our website, successconference.info, and check in that you would like to get updates, and you'll be getting those as well.
Awesome. So please reach out to Kearn. Please follow her. Please contact her. Support. Put your applications in for the Success Women Conference. She's looking for speakers. So if you fit in those categories, or like she stated, or have other things that you do, please reach out. Just go ahead and apply. You never know what doors are going to open for you. So I want to thank you, Kearn, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come to the table today to share all of your amazing knowledge with us. I want to thank you, and I look forward to bringing you back to the table before the end of the year.
And thank you for giving me this opportunity once again. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ashley.
You are welcome, and many blessings to you, Kearn.
Same here.
You are welcome. So I would like to give a special thanks to two of my mentors, Tammy Collins-Marquis and John Schamberger. I also would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Larry White Sr. and author Kimberly McLemore. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.